Hi, this is Latanya, Miss Coach Deloach, and this will be one of the most powerful video logs, in my opinion, that I will ever produce because today's video subject is championship mindset. Having the mindset of a champion, championship mindset. I can remember changing over to being a head coach in a very rural, small community school where the players that I coached there had a reputation of defeat and losses to changing over to being an assistant coach at a school where the players were just at the verge, just at the breakthrough point of being champions for the 2 years, and they just needed that extra strategy or motivation to get pushed over into championship status. Well, my first year going to the school, we didn't break through. We did make it to the finals. And the second year, the head coach happened to get sick, and I coached the team for much of the season. Well, we made it back again to compete for the championship, and towards the end of the season, the head coach was reinstated in her coaching position, but when she came in, she had a very, very fearful mentality. And the girls were playing on such a high level of aggressiveness and intensity that she totally, before that championship game, broke that spirit. She brought out everything negative that could happen. She advised the players to play with cautious, and it wasn't out of spite, but it was just her mindset. And so, of course, after 2 years of making it to the championship round, we were not able to break through that second year either. And that is when I first experienced the difference in coaching mindset and the expected outcome and the results that you will receive, because a group of sheep led by a lion will defeat a group of lions led by a sheep. Now, some people, say uh, they may or may not believe in it, but that is true. A group of sheep led by a lion will defeat a group of lions led by a sheep. So the next year, I was instated head coach at another school, and this is just some of the championship plaques that we have from winning that year. But let me elaborate real briefly what made that year or this championship so special. It was a newly formed school, and so I had to get a group of girls that never had any type of continuity, playing together experience, to get on one page, to get into one vision, to have one result. Now, one of the things that I did of the many things that produce a championship mindset for them, where we had this exercise, and this is just something I made for video purposes. But in this exercise, I was teaching the psychology of winning. And so I had a player to hold a pendulum. This is just a string and a button. And one of the exercises where she had to close her eyes and imagine the pendulum moving in circles. Her arm was still, but her mind imagined the pendulum moving in circles. And likewise, the pendulum moved in circles. And then I asked her to imagine the pendulum moving from side to side. And it stopped. And it began to move from left to right to side to side. And so I can't really tell, I'm not really focusing in on this pendulum for video purposes. But then that experiment was the breakthrough for us to become champions and to have a championship season twice in that year against all odds and obstacles. Now, the reason why that was so important, because I inherited a group of girls that were not underthinkers or underperformers, but they were actually overthinkers. They actually overthought things. And I would tell them before your game, because I have developed the skills that you need to be successful. We have practiced the skills you need to be successful. You have the skills you need to be successful. You may not have those skills at the maximum level, but you have them at the best level that you can now. And what I need you to do is before a game, or in this case, our championship game, is to visualize yourself carrying out those skills at the highest level that you can. Now, I don't want you to visualize that you're dunking the basketball or something you can't do, but I want you to visualize yourself doing what you can do and doing it in the best way, in the best game that you can have. And so they did that. And so I'm talking to you today, transitioning from basketball to online business, about having a championship mindset and how that will help you not only in business, but in your personal life. Now, people that have a championship mindset are not afraid to change strategies. That doesn't mean you have to change your team, but you're not afraid to change strategy. You're not afraid to face reality and say, hey, this is not working. Okay, I need another game plan. I need another strategy. I need some more skills to my arsenal to be effective. What I'm doing right now is not producing results. Now, on Facebook, a lot of people load or display or take pictures of their personal development books that they are reading, but this has been the best personal development book that I have ever read. Why? Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Why? Because there are so many instances in the Bible where in order to have the great results, you had to be challenged to have the right mindset. Now, I was praying before I made this video, and I prayed to God. I said, Lord, every time in the Bible there was a need for prosperity, you always commanded people to work. But with health, there was no work involved. It seemed like it was supernaturally done. And I said, now, if there was work involved doing health and healing, reveal it to me and open my eyes to it and let me know. And instantaneously, the memory or the scripture came to mind in which the lady with the issue of blood for 12 years, she pressed through people in a marketplace. She knew that there would be consequences if she did not get her healing, or consequences of touching the hem of his garment. But she had the mindset. She said, if I just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made whole. She had to have the mindset first before the healing came. That was one example that he brought back to my memory. And that required work. She had to take a risk, take a chance. Now, when I say take a risk, I'm not saying that you enter into something blindsided. You don't know the expected income. You don't do your due diligence. You don't do your research. She knew, she had heard testimonials, and she knew this was the person to solve her problem. And she knew the action to take, but she had to put in work. And then the Old Testament scripture came where the man came to Jesus for healing, and he told him to go dip in the Jordan River 7 times. That required work. See, you have to have the mindset first to be prosperous in your life and in business. And then you have to combine that with the skill set and the work. Now, the mindset is the inner game that most people have not accomplished yet. They don't see themselves in prosperity. They don't see their future. They don't have a vision yet. They don't understand that you can do more than just work a job. You can work your vision and work your life and work your purpose yet, but they will. And so once you get the mindset, then you need the skill set, and then you need the work ethic. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You have to win the inner game first. You have to have the championship mindset. And once you get the mindset, everything else will fall and come into place once you have the work set and the work ethic. So have a championship mindset first. See, as a coach, I had players 1 through 15. And the first thing I would do on my basketball tryouts or volleyball tryouts or any sport that I was coaching was I put them through a mental mindset test first. We didn't have any types of ball out. We didn't have a basketball or volleyball. I had to put them through a mental mindset test because I only wanted players for me that I could develop into leaders. And if you pass the mental mindset test, I knew that inevitably or eventually you would develop the skills. Because once you have the mindset, then you want to achieve the skills. And so whether you were the number one player, when I mean number one, I mean you were the leading scorer or rebounder, or you were the all-star of the team, or you were number 15, I had the same expectations for my first string of players, to my second and third string, as I did for my first 5 to my last 5. You all had to have a mindset to be your best, to achieve your best, to offer your role to the team. There were no scapegoats, no scapeouts. I didn't have, my 5, best 5, my fab 5, or anything. It was 1 through 15, and everybody had a mindset to work, to achieve their personal best, and to learn skill development. So that's my video log to you. I hope you're having a very blessed weekend. We have Christmas next week to look forward to, but I'm pretty sure between now and then I will do some more video logs. I hope this was a blessing for you and to you. Get the mindset, get the skills, get the system, and get the work ethic, and you will be successful in life and achieve all your dreams and goals that you want to achieve. I'm signing off. This is Miss Coach Deloach.